Imagine a future where decentralized finance, cloud computing, and AI hardware aren't totally separate industries, but are actually just gears in one single massive machine. Well, that's the incredibly ambitious idea from the TOI DLT Foundation, and in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how they plan to build it. Okay, so to really wrap our heads around TOI's grand solution, we first have to understand the problem they see, and honestly, it's a big one. It's all about fragmentation. Right now, our digital world is kind of like trying to build a high-performance car with an engine from one company, a chassis from another, and a computer from a third. The thing is, none of these parts were ever designed to work together. So you end up with these disconnected islands. You've got finance way over here, data storage over there, and physical hardware in its own little world. This just creates friction, it's inefficient, and it makes it almost impossible for them to truly work together. And this is the fundamental question at the heart of the whole TOI project. What if you could build a bridge between all these separate worlds? What if you could get them all to speak the same language? Well, that question leads us directly to their answer, and it's what they call the full stack solution. So instead of trying to bolt together parts from a dozen different places, imagine one company designing everything from the ground up. The engine, the chassis, the software, even the factory that builds it. That's vertical integration. And the TOI Foundation's goal is to be that single entity, providing the chain, the cloud, the finance, and the hardware, all in one seamless, unified stack. So how do they pull this off? Well, the technical principle making it all possible is what they call a layer zero approach. In the blockchain world, you've got different layers, applications on top, protocols below. A layer zero is the most fundamental layer of all. So think of it like creating a brand new, universal language that the infrastructure, the apps, and the hardware are all built to speak from day one. This gets rid of the need for clunky translators and makes the whole system incredibly efficient. So how do you actually build a vertically integrated digital universe? I mean, it's a massive undertaking, right? Well, TOI has organized its blueprint around what they call the 7 pillars. All right, this diagram here, this is basically our map for the next few minutes. It lays out their entire architecture. And as you can see, right there at the heart of everything is the TOI chain. That's the core protocol that connects all the other pieces of this ecosystem. Let's start with that core. The TOI chain is the foundational blockchain. It's designed to be the central nervous system for this whole ecosystem, built for high-speed, enterprise-level stuff, without the crazy high fees or the congestion you see on so many other chains. Okay, building on that core chain, we've got the financial layer, and this has 2 really key parts. First, the TOI exchange, which is all about providing deep liquidity and stability for the ecosystem's asset. And second, there's the TOI gateway, which acts as this crucial bridge, making it easy for traditional, non-crypto money to flow into the ecosystem. Then we have the infrastructure for data and computing. TOI Cloud offers a decentralized alternative for cloud services. Think cheaper and more censorship resistant. And the database gateway. This part's really clever. It's like a universal adapter that lets big corporate databases just plug right into the blockchain without having to rebuild their entire system from scratch. So you've got all this amazing tech, but how do you get regular people to actually use it? That's where the experience layer comes in. The whole strategy here is to drive mass adoption through TOI Planet, a massive gaming ecosystem. The goal is to get millions of users on board who are interacting with this powerful blockchain tech on the back end, maybe without even realizing it, all just through fun gameplay. And this is where the vision gets really futuristic. They call it the physical frontier. This pillar is all about integrating dedicated hardware and AI. The idea is to allow the toy ecosystem to literally leave the screen and interact with the real world, processing data right where it happens, with specialized AI-powered hardware. So we've seen the architecture, right? The what of the system. But how is this entire massive ecosystem actually designed to create and capture value? This slide does a great job of showing the 2 worlds. On the left, you've got the current market. It's a mess, fragmented, full of friction, and slow. Then on the right, you have the TOI vision, a single, unified, full stack. The core argument here is that by controlling every single layer, the system becomes faster, cheaper, and more secure than any of the alternatives. That's their competitive advantage, their moat. And this slide breaks down the flywheel effect that's designed to drive all that value. It's a four-stage cycle. It all starts with ecosystem activity, people gaming, storing data, making transactions. This drives network utilization because those activities need the native token asset. This, in turn, increases demand for the token, which, with a fixed supply, is designed to boost the asset value. A higher asset value then attracts more developers and users, which creates even more ecosystem activity. See, it's designed to be a completely self-reinforcing loop. Now, as you can probably tell, this isn't something that's going to happen overnight. The foundation has mapped out a pretty serious, decade-long strategic horizon. So the rollout is planned in 3 distinct phases over 10 years. The first 3 years are all about building the core infrastructure, the TOI chain, and the exchange. From there, in years 4 to 7, the focus shifts to utilities and adoption, launching the cloud, the database, and the gaming platforms to bring tons of users in. And finally, in years 8 to 10, the goal is physical ubiquity, maturing that hardware and AI integration to bring the whole network into the real world. All of this work, across all 7 of those pillars and over an entire decade, it's all building towards one single ultimate goal, what the source material calls the convergence of value. And this right here is the crucial point. The entire thesis rests on this one idea. The value of the ecosystem's asset, TOEN, isn't meant to be driven by hype or speculation. Its growth is designed to be a direct result of the system's utility. In this model, value follows use. It's a bold, incredibly ambitious vision that tries to solve some of the biggest challenges in the digital world by just integrating everything into a single stack. Which leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question to think about. Is this the blueprint for the next digital decade?